3, 2, 1. Lifting straps. Let's talk about the benefits of lifting straps. As you can see my beautiful pink straps here. Let's talk about lifting straps and the exercises that would be beneficial to use lifting straps for, all right? In the first video, I talked about why you would use straps and how they're useful in your training, okay? In this video, I'm gonna cover the top 5 exercises that I think you should use straps for, all right? And again, straps are an addition. They're not a replacement to having a strong grip. So ladies, if you're watching this, it's really important that you have a strong grip. Don't neglect your grip. Think of this, like I said in the previous video, think of this as like a belt, okay? The belt is meant to be used to accentuate, would that be the word? Meant to help your lifting and your strength, but you need a good base first. So the same way if you're squatting and you're deadlifting that you want a strong core without using a belt, and then the belt basically reinforces that strong core that you've built through training. Think of lifting straps as being the same way, okay? They can be used at times to enhance your grip or remove the grip aspect of training, all right? And that's what I'm gonna talk about now is the 5 exercises that I think are very beneficial to use straps for, all right? So just to be clear, don't neglect your grip. Grip training is very important, but there are times when you want to use straps, and I'm going to go over 5 exercises now that I recommend, okay? So first and foremost, the one I see that's so common is RDLs, okay? If you're doing barbell RDL, dumbbell RDL, especially snatch grip RDL, then you definitely want to use straps because your grip will always be the limiting factor, and when you're doing that exercise, you shouldn't be thinking about your grip, all right? You should be thinking about the movement and the muscles that you're trying to work, okay? So exercise number 1 that I highly recommend, straps, RDL variations, all right? Exercise number 2 that I highly recommend that you use straps are pull downs. Any type of pull down, it's always great to use straps. Now, I don't think you should use them all the time. I think you should use them at certain periods, okay? Maybe on really top heavy sets, but you still wanna really build a strong grip for pull downs no matter what. But there will come a time when your grip will be the limiting factor on pull downs, and that's when straps come in, okay? They accessorize and aid your pull downs. They don't replace your grip. So it's a grip enhancement type tool because grip isn't the focus there, all right? Next exercise that I think that using straps is huge for are chin-ups and pull-ups, okay? Chin-ups and pull-ups. Now let me explain a little bit more why. Often when I coach women and they're starting to do pull-ups and chin-ups, the number 1 weakness often is grip and core, okay? So 2 weaknesses, I guess, but grip and core. But grip is a very limiting factor on pull-ups and chin-ups. So you have to get your grip strong, and you're not gonna change that, all right? I mean, what's the point of being able to do pull-ups and chin-ups if you need straps to use them all the time, you know? So develop a good strong base, a good strong grip with doing pull-ups and chin-ups without straps. But then I would take certain times, whether it's a block or a time frame where you use straps instead of your regular grip. Why? Because pull-ups and chin-ups and variations like that are wonderful exercises, but they're hard on the joints, you know, they're hard on the elbows, they're hard on the wrists, they can be sometimes hard on the shoulders, and sometimes using straps when you do pull-ups and chin-ups can really remove a lot of that and give your joints a break, okay? So again, you don't use them all the time, but for 25 to 50% or more of your training here and there, they're a great tool, okay? So we've got RDLs, we've got pull-downs, and then we've got pull-ups and chin-ups. The next one is rows and row variations, especially things like 1-arm dumbbell rows. I mean, this is huge for that because again, if I'm rowing a heavy dumbbell or I'm working with one of my clients or my groups, the grip is a limiting factor on 1-arm rows and stuff like that. So, and it's not the focus of the row. So don't be afraid to use lifting straps on your rows, all right? And the last one that I really think is very beneficial for doing using straps is for heavy carries, all right? Heavy loaded carries. I'm a huge fan of loaded carries, weighted carries, farmer's walks, suitcase carries, you name it, I love carries. But sometimes the limiting factor again is your grip. Now, again, train your grip, get it stronger, that's a given. But there'll become a time when you want to overload your carries and the grip will be the limiting factor, especially for women, smaller hands at times and things like that. So don't be afraid to use straps on certain exercises and at certain times, all right? And again, my top 5, all right? Number 1 is going to be basically RDLs. Number 2 is going to be pull down and pull down variations. Number 3 is going to be pull-ups and chin-ups, all right? Number 4 is going to be row and row variations, especially single arm rows. And then number 5 that I recommend straps for is when you're doing heavy weighted carries, all right? So I hope this helps. Be sure to stay tuned and check out video number 3. It should be here somewhere. And if you found this helpful, please drop a comment below, leave a message. I would love to hear from you, and I hope this helped you. And add some straps in your training. It'll do your body and your training some good. Cheers.